Welcome back to the Unknown Theories podcast. I'm Oddball, joined with my co-host.
Yo, Slow.
And we're a little rusty because it's been a minute. It's been a while since we last chatted, right, bro?
It has been. We do have an unreleased podcast that had so many technical difficulties that we had to scrap it. And then scheduling difficulties, new jobs, things like that caused us to get really behind. But here we are.
We're figuring things out. I think we've said that in the last 3 podcasts. We're figuring things out.
We're coming back. We're back. We're going to do this more.
We're back. I think what we have planned for right now is once a month, but it could easily change to bi-weekly. And go from there. But this will be September's, and then we'll have one ready for the spooky season, October. Also, today, the day we're recording this, it is the first day of fall. So, bro, it's fall time.
Crazy.
All those summer people can pack it up. Stop talking about it. I don't want to feel the heat. I don't want any of that. I just want nice, cool, crisp air. And I think we all want that. And I think we all want really good superhero movies, of which we have 2 to talk about today. Right, bro? We got Superman and Fantastic Four.
Yes. A little late because these are summer blockbuster hits. Like I said, we did talk about these in an unreleased episode that had some issues, but here we are.
Exactly.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess we can kind of just talk broad strokes. At this point, 4 days ago, or 4 days ago, of us recording, Superman was released on HBO Max. So everyone should have watched it at this point.
Mm-hmm. No spoiler warnings is what he's getting at.
Yeah, we're going to go right into it. Because it's been so long. Most people most likely have seen it at this point. Fantastic Four, I don't know if it's out on Disney Plus. I don't have Disney Plus.
I think it's out on streaming. So at this point,
to rent.
At this point,
we could talk about that as well.
Yeah, but I think we should talk about the one that came out first, and that being Superman, kicking off the DCU franchise.
Yes.
Yeah, so take us into it, bro.
Yeah. Well, I mean, technically, Creature Commandos took over the DCU, and Peacemaker technically is a part of it.
And the 10 people that watched each of those shows can all be proud of themselves.
I've actually not watched Creature Commandos, but I have watched Peacemaker. I like that. But Superman, I saw that 4 times in the theater. I have a little bit of show and tell for the pod. If you want to check out on YouTube, you can see these out. I got this cool Superman heating up the popcorn maker.
Yeah. For those that can't see it, he showed us it looked like a popcorn machine and a little Superman on the outside shooting his laser beams at the little kernel popper at the top.
Correct. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really cool. Got it at Regal. Had to get it. Super excited.
You know, there's no Regal over here.
Oh yeah, what is it?
There's just like AMC, and there's some other weird theaters that I'm not party to.
Harkins.
I think so.
Harkins are good. I would try those out.
I found an AMC that I like, the Rosedale Mall, and I go there.
Nice.
If anyone runs into me over there.
Yeah, now they know. Dox yourself. Oh man, that's funny.
Well, I can't go there anymore.
There's probably that name everywhere.
Yeah, Rosedale.
In the country.
Yeah.
But
let me give the city. It's actually in.
It's in.
It's in a rose, but it's actually the city's not called Rosedale.
True.
It's different. So.
Let's not dox ourselves anymore. Let's talk about Superman and Metropolis.
Yes.
I think that this movie was incredible, magnanimous, a great start to the DCU officially on the big screen. David Cornsweet, incredible actor, incredible job doing what he did, portraying Superman. He's like born to play him. He's also a really big Star Wars nerd, so I know that you would like that a lot.
I respect it. I will say.
And let's see, Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor, incredible bad guy. Pretty devious of James Gunn to have him do the Superman audition up to a certain point, and show him the Lex Luthor script beforehand so that he would get interested in it. And then when he loses out to David Cornsweet, say, hey, I want you as Lex Luthor instead. It's like, man, what a way to build that enmity between.
How much of that
people.
do you think was legit, or is just like a bit that they did for,
I
like,
am
marketing?
putting it all on James Gunn, but technically, technically they got the script to be able to look at some of the lines, and he saw some of the Lex Luthor lines, and he's like, this actually would be really fun to play. And then when he didn't get Superman, then he's like, and they asked him to be Lex, he's like, I definitely want to be Lex.
I just meant, like, do you think that he actually auditioned for Superman? Or was it one of those situations? I mean, I don't know. I don't know how authentic I could believe that, authentically that,
Dude, there was the comment that he made where, I guess maybe I am a little too believing of everybody. That's my punk rock.
Yeah, there you go. You take people at their face value.
But Nicholas Hoult said that he got out of his audition and he saw the couple other guys, because there was 3 guys that made it to that potential audition. We don't know who the third person is. At least I don't remember if they said. But Nicholas Hoult saw David Cornsweet and he's like, oh, nope, I lost. And he knew at that point that David Cornsweet
and I watched that. I watched that interview too, and I think it's...
You just wonder if it's marketing.
Exactly. I think it's like a fun thing to show, like, oh, here's the banter between these 2 actors. They're the villain and hero, the protagonist and antagonist, and it's just like, because like I can't imagine Nicholas Hoult ever being Superman, and I can't imagine him like even like trying to audition for a role like that. I see him like immediately being like, oh, I want to be Lex Luthor. And then
you want to hear my counterpoint?
Okay, yeah, let's hear it.
Okay, counterpoint. Sorry for interrupting. I don't see Tom Hiddleston ever being Thor.
But there's actually
exactly
video proof of
exactly him. And they might one day show the video proof of Nicholas Hoult doing it.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. I think there was insane...
It's a tale as old as time. They've done it for so many... There's been so many instances of that happening.
But Thor wasn't the flagship movie for the MCU. Whereas
sure, I don't know if that really matters.
No, so the biggest thing being the DCU is launching, and it needs to be a success, or else Warner Brothers has to sell, which they might even sell next year, just based on everything from what David Zaslav like been prepping them for, pretty much, to be sellable and to make money in that way. But that's a whole nother topic, and I don't really like talking business. But I'm just saying, like, Superman is the flagship, and it needed to be as successful as possible, and it needed to have as much. And I think that's a fun story. And this is just me being a skeptic. It could be totally true. It could actually have happened, and I think that's totally fine. But I'm also on the fence a little bit, and I'm like, did that actually happen? That sounds like too like perfect of a scenario, and like just to drum up like David Cornsweet, just to drum up their rivalry in the movie and stuff like that. I just feel like it just like gave... I gotta go back
to the Loki versus Thor thing. He became the perfect Loki opposite him after trying to be Thor. It's like you get scorned by the casting director, because every actor wants to be the main guy.
That's not true.
Well, okay. Like,
well, I mean,
most actors going for a movie are going to go for the main role if they have any chance of doing it, and I could see Nicholas Hoult potentially doing it.
That's
I
fair.
don't know what he looks like as a beefed up guy if he actually had to go crazy, but I've seen what David Cornsweat looks like when he isn't working out, and he's skinnier than Nicholas Hoult.
Yeah.
So,
But didn't Nicholas Hoult make more? Like, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's a bigger actor.
Yeah. So I mean.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that he was meant for the main role.
Yeah, I know, but the whole idea that he wants the main role, as if he's not already gonna get paid more. You know what I mean?
I don't know if it's all about money.
And on the Thor and Loki thing, that could have been marketing too, and that's fine. And I was just throwing a little bit.
Believes everybody for face value. Come over to me and Superman. We'll be hanging out over here. If you want to hang out with the Lex Luthors and
I will
Oddball,
never hang out with Lex Luthor. Never. You'll be
okay. No, sorry. Oddball and Lois Lane.
No, Oddball and Batman. Batman doesn't trust anyone. Lois Lane is a skeptic too, so she can hang out with
Batman trusts Superman.
Well, Batman, yeah, but Batman's
and Superman
favorite,
trusts everybody.
But let's be real, Batman's favorite has always been the Flash. If you watch the animated Justice League,
I think that he likes Superman the best. They got the bromance.
I think they have like the best friend thing, but I think Batman just loves.
We're getting
the Flash's here. Yeah, what are we talking about here? Give your review in like a few sentences.
All right,
and then your rating at the end. Yeah, a paragraph. Sorry.
Superman 2025 was an excellent film to introduce the DCU. 300 years after metahumans arrived, Superman is on the scene. He loses his first fight. We get to kind of see the aftermath of that. We get to see a Superman vulnerable, which I think is kind of fresh in my opinion. And even if he was vulnerable and took some damage and maybe lost a couple of fights, I still saw him rise to the occasion and prove why he's Superman. Similar to Rocky in ways where no matter how many times he gets beat down, he's going to get back up because he's Superman, even if he's less the percentages that they were using. You're only at 83% recovered. He was never at 100%. So that's what Superman is. He's never at 100%. He believes in everybody, and he saves the day. And that's why I go to see Superman in the theaters or on TV. I ended up watching My Adventures with Superman. Also great thing. That's my quick paragraph.
Nice. And your overall rating of the film? I don't know.
5 out of 5.
5 out of 5. Okay. That's
I got everything I wanted out of it.
What else
got
do you
everything
have
I
rated?
want out of it.
Yeah, I feel like since you've become more of a film critic, which you can check him out on Letterboxd, is that right?
Yeah. Yoslo.
Is it Yoslo? Yeah, okay.
I think it's Yoslo or Yoslo1.
Okay, on Letterboxd. If you want to follow him,
you'll see my big beard.
Yeah, you can check out his reviews of movies because he sees them all. Do you still have your membership?
I still have my membership. I haven't been going to movies recently. I just haven't had time.
Might need to get rid of that membership then. No, I'm just
kidding. I keep the membership because I want the movie theaters to stay open.
I mean, that's fair. I get that.
And I make enough, and I make enough back from it certain months. Like the month I went to see Superman, Jurassic World, Fantastic Four. I went to the movie and a couple other movies. I think I saw like 10 movies in 1 month.
That was such a big month. That was a big.
It was like I went 10 times in 1 month.
Yeah,
and so insane. I made way more back that month, and I could skip a few months not seeing any movies, and I'd still be plus on money.
Yeah. So anyways. I mean, I totally.
What's your?
So I will say, dear audience, that I hate it. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't hate it. So when I went to see it by myself because I have a young child and we're not able to get out to the theater anymore and get all dressed up in our black ties and pearls and stuff and walk out in the alley and get shot by a mugger. And then Luke becomes an orphan and no, wait. Okay, no. So I went by myself and I went into it kind of skeptical. I mean, you can check our past podcasts. I was a little skeptical of the movie, and I went in kind of like nervous that it was going to be like too James Gunn silly. But
would you say apprehensive?
More skeptical. I wasn't apprehensive. I was skeptical of my my watch of that. But I will say that I was smitten by David Cornsweet as Superman. I thought he did a wonderful job. I think he's the highlight of the movie. I think Lex is fantastic. He's a little uneven at times, being like super evil and then like all of a sudden like just a little more like just kind of maniacal or just like sociopathic, and then he'll just be a straight up psycho and shoot someone. It's just, I don't know. He's a little uneven, but I guess that's kind of Lex. He is unstable. Like Superman just makes him crazy. And there's just like something about him. But Nicholas Hoult did a great job. Lois Lane was great. I think she obviously did way better than Amy Adams. Amy Adams is a fantastic actor. However, I will agree with people in that she wasn't the best Lois Lane. I like this version of Lois a lot more. I like the setting of Metropolis. It felt very like bright and hopeful, and I did like those elements and that theme of the movie. And it was like a nice setting off point, and it translated well with a lot of the other movies that have came out, the superhero movies. A lot more about hope and like a bright future, and less about like dark and gritty. And so I do like that turn, because I think there's a time and place for dark and gritty, but there's also this bright, hopeful feeling that you get from watching Superman is fantastic. And that's how I felt when I left. I felt really good, and I liked it. There are some things that do bother me now that I, have sat with it a while. I think it's a great movie. I think it's really fun, and it's the type of movie that I'm going to want to watch with Luke when he's older. That's like a superhero movie that I'm going to want to show him. And honestly, he'd probably see this Superman before Man of Steel, just because of how much more like violent Man of Steel is. Although I love Man of Steel, this is a movie that families can see and kids can see and have a good feeling about Superman. And it's a good, it's less of a origin story, because for the most part, similar to Spider-Man, we all pretty much know his story. I think there were some stories that should have been fleshed out more, like him and Lois. There wasn't enough, like you don't see enough of their story before things just kind of go crazy, like the plot. But I think they can elaborate on that more later on. Overall, I think it's a good movie. It has its flaws, and they're more like glaring to me after watching it. But if I were to sit down and watch it, I would have a great time, and I wouldn't be like, well, this is lame, or like pointing out things, because like when you're watching it, it feels so good. It feels so punk rock. Like, it's wonderful. And I think my overall rating for it would be a 4 out of 5, which is a great movie. Not perfect. It's great.
I was expecting lower, honestly, because that's an 80%, so that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the more I watch it, the more I'm just like, the introduction of characters. Sure, maybe they could have fleshed out Green Lantern. Maybe they could have fleshed out all these other characters a little bit more. But I think that's what's awesome about how James Gunn is going to be doing this universe. I think it's fine if we get just a little bit of each character to start off. Because there's that Lantern show coming out. Guy Gardner is for sure going to be like at least somewhat involved, while the other two Green Lanterns, because how in the lore of Green Lanterns is there 3 Green Lanterns of Earth at the same time? How is that going to happen?
Earth is really important. That's why.
Oh yeah, has that ever been a thing in the comics? I know you don't know
All
DC
the
as
lanterns?
much. Like if there was, because I thought it was like Hal Jordan, or it was like
Oh,
Guy
they've all
Gardner, then Hal
existed at the
Jordan,
same
then
time. Yeah.
okay. I thought that they all came at different times. Like one retired and the next joined.
I think that was the case for some of the stories, but there's also stories where like one's teaching the next one. One's
Which
more
I
of the
think that's what
mentor.
this show's gonna be.
Yeah, and
Anyways, I'm not trying to get into a Lanterns things, but I
I
think that
love
they'll be able
lanterns.
to introduce a lot of the characters in, and like Mr. Terrific, man, what a
Yeah, I didn't
show
even mention
stealer!
him. Yeah, he was
Yeah,
wonderful.
I mean, every scene he's in, he just is literally electric,
Hmm.
and so I'm so excited to see more with him. The DCU's version of Iron Man that's who Mr. Terrific is. Green Lantern, Hawk Girl. I think Hawk Guy will definitely be able to be introduced to be super cool.
I like your
Uh,
your enunciation of hawk because it
I
sounds
don't know how to do it,
if
dude.
you say it if you say like hot girl, it just sounds like hot
It
girl.
sounds like I was saying Hot Girl, but no,
Yeah,
Hawk Girl.
I will say her screaming kind of bothered me.
You didn't like the
After
screaming?
the first time, I was like, "This is too much," and it just kept going. It wasn't just like one battle cry, you know. It
Mm.
was just like she's like flying through there and
Well,
like
she is an alien.
yeah. I think she was
She's an
fantastic.
alien. She is an alien like Superman.
Yeah, she's
I don't
great.
remember what planet there is. Yeah,
Yeah.
she was. I haven't seen season 2 of Last of Us, but she's in season 2 of Last of Us.
Hmm.
Um, she is
She's in
also. Huh?
she's in this Netflix Christmas movie that I really like.
What
Totally.
Christmas movie?
I think it's called like Let It Snow or something.
Okay, okay.
It's a great Netflix
Um,
Christmas movie.
got it. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I also like. I liked her in the Dora movie. I had a lot of fun watching her in the Dora movie back
I
in like
actually heard that movie
2019.
was pretty good.
It was
So
oddly fun back in the day. And then, of course, she grew up, and so they couldn't use her again. And so now this next Dora movie is going to have a different actress. And
oh
I'm
okay.
not as excited.
I will say also on the note of characters, Mr. Terrific is awesome, and you're totally correct. He is a scene stealer, and I think so many people that was like a great way to introduce him, because you're not laying out like his origin or like anything of that nature. You're just like, here's this awesome superhero, and
Hmm.
you give him cool lines. You give him that fight scene, which I think is like one of the best, where
Oh,
he's
man.
like moving around through the beach, like with the music and all his little
James
orbs.
Gunn in music is
Yeah,
perfect.
I will say, the James Gunniness does feel like it was dialed down, but there are still moments that are undercut by that humor, and that's always what's bothered me is like the emotional moments undercut by the humor, which is like it's fine, but also like I kind of want to live in those moments more before it's just like here's a joke or like here's the next scene or the next thing. You know what I mean? And I feel like
Is
James Gunn sometimes does that.
Let me see if I can guess one of the scenes. Ultraman gets thrown into a black hole. He cracks his shoulder back into place. And he's like, "Hey man!" And then Mr. Terrific's like, "Hey man, quit messing around!" And then he leans over and he's like, "I'm not messing around. I'm doing important stuff."
Yeah, just like things like that.
Okay, in my turn, I liked that because it was like it showed kind of like the the innocentness of Superman. While like, he's literally no one can do what Superman can do, and then
Mhm.
Mister Terrific shows up being knocked out for the whole like battle, and literally Superman is taking on everybody, and he literally
Yeah.
just finishes the fight, and then he does that thing. It's like
Hmm.
Superman is just like, man, nobody understands what I go through.
I will say, also like that scene with like him and Lois was good, but I remember watching it and I can't remember the exact moment, but there was something that undercut the whole thing. And it's been a while, obviously, since I've watched it. So when I do rewatch it, I'll have to let you know. But there
I
was a
bet you it
moment.
was at the part where she said, "Well, somebody seems to watch you or watch someone look at their phone and look at all the memes and stuff like that. And he's like, "Well, you can't use that." And then she mentions a couple of taglines and
No,
says,
not the interview when they talk
"Oh,
with the battle in the background and stuff like that. And it might have been
that
like
one.
the fight in the background.
Oh, that one. Where is it where he lifts up the coffee? He's like, good coffee, or good hot cocoa, and then this big battle's happening in the background.
Yeah, it might be the fact that there was like that battle in the background. I can't remember. There was something that really bothered me in that scene, and I felt like it was a good emotional scene between the two. But yeah, I think the best scene though, like my favorite, was the scene with Jonathan Kent, like where he talks
That was your
about how
favorite?
like parents aren't for telling their kids, what to be, or something like that. Best scene, fantastic.
Yeah, it was really emotional. Made everybody tear up.
Yeah, I for sure teared up.
Yeah.
Tear ran down my cheek. It was an emotional scene. And then I got that like that joy feeling, that overwhelming joy, when he catches the building and then like floats out of the ashes and
The
stuff.
dust, and he's that's the whole
even
scene
though
of the movie.
even though I'm like, why didn't he just move the car? Even though I'm like, why
True,
didn't he?
true. I mean, I think he had to stop the building because like he can move a car, but he would also have to move it at a speed that would not kill the person in the driver's seat.
I mean, yes.
Because
No.
think of the whiplash that the man that can move as fast as a speeding bullet is going into a car.
Yeah, but he catches Lois Lane when she's falling out of a building, just like straight into. Sorry, I hit my mic. Hopefully that didn't translate.
I didn't hear it much.
No, but I just mean like he's done like feats that are like
Sure.
And there's other little gripes like clearing out all of Metropolis before the battle. So no one dies like in Man of Steel, or like it's that other stuff. Like there is like things where I'm like, they're just trying to like not be dark and gritty like Man of Steel. They're just trying to make it more comic booky where everything is okay. But I think even in comic books there's deaths and stuff.
Yeah, but I also see this as it's 3 years since only Superman has been on scene, but there have been superheroes for 300 years. I think cities would learn to adapt to move out of the way as fast as possible. Like they had buses ready to go. I've never seen like buses get mobilized like that, and like the people traveling out of the cities and stuff like that. And it wasn't even the whole city. It was just up to a certain point, because Baker Line was the part they were talking about where Lois is from, where there were still people that were there as the city is getting cracked in half.
Yeah, but I mean, still, like, how many buildings fell over that were just somehow empty? It's just like moments like that where I'm just like, you can't empty an entire city.
But then you watch Peacemaker and all the people that are dying in that.
I know, exactly. And I think it was like a tonal choice. Like you wanted that for Superman.
Sure. Yeah.
So there's like elements like that where I'm like, that type of stuff bothers me. But overall, I do really like the movie. Superman was fantastic. But you know what else was fantastic?
What's fantastic?
And I think we should take our first steps into a new universe with some classic heroes, the Fantastic Four.
The first family.
The first family of Marvel. And honestly, thank goodness they nailed it for the first time.
Okay.
My goodness.
Dude, I'm nervous you're going to say that it's better than Superman, and I'm about to lose.
No, I'm just kidding.
No.
Okay.
It's good. Okay. It's good. I love Fantastic.
Well, so since you started off Superman, do you want to start off here as well?
If you want me to, sure. Since you were the last one to speak, I'll start off. This is one that I've actually only seen once.
Because he's a hater.
No, I wanted to see it again, but just didn't have the time and I had already kind of like got my good graces out with everybody else going to see Superman. They didn't all want to go see Fantastic Four with me again. So I was like, okay, fine. And so I saw it once. I'll see it again when it's on Disney Plus.
Okay.
But I really enjoyed all of the characters. Pedro Pascal did a lot better than I thought as Mr. Fantastic, Reed Richards. Um, maybe a little left to desire in some departments, but like for the most part, I thought he did a stellar job. Um, uh, I think the best was Vanessa Kirby as Miss Fantastic, Sue Storm. She was the heart and soul of this whole thing. I tried to convince my wife. I was like, "You're gonna love this. She's gonna be your new favorite superhero because."
What, just because Caitlin's a woman, she's gonna like the
No,
woman
no,
character?
no,
This
no,
is insane.
no. Whoa,
In the year of
whoa,
2025, you're gonna say this. All right, cancel him, internet. He's done.
No, don't cancel me. Don't cancel me. No, just because of the the way that she rallied everybody and everything. It was really cool.
Hmm.
Um, and Johnny Storm, Joseph Quinn, great job. I love how they actually showed each of the how all of them were important, because when you think of the Fantastic Four, you think, okay, well, Johnny's got the cool firepower, but he's kind of like cocky and dumb, but he isn't dumb. He is smart. And I think that like intelligence of Reed Richards kind of like bleeds off onto other people, which is cool. And then of course the Thing. Here's the Thing. He's super cool.
Oh,
I love any video that says "Here's the Thing" and then a picture of the Thing pops up. It's just I have a simple brain, but he was cool too. The dynamic of showing like everything that they went through. He's just that visual representation of the changes that they went through.
Sure.
And he displayed the sadness very well. The CGI was incredible with his work. Although I love practical, a lot of the times they really nailed it on this.
Yeah, I was gonna say practical. I don't know.
No, there are stuff where practical is king, but not in this situation. They were able to emote everything perfectly. It was really good, and I was nervous because besides Thunderbolts and of course the nostalgia of Deadpool, Wolverine, and the nostalgia of Spider-Man: No Way Home, we haven't had like the best track record with Marvel, and so this was. I really appreciated this. The space sequence. Interstellar level. I loved it. I honestly really liked Galactus personally. Ralph Ineson, right? I think.
I don't know his name. You're probably
I always mess up his name, but really cool voice, perfect for that. I think when I heard that he was going to do it, I was like, I can see it already. And then
nice.
Julia Garner as Shalabal Silver Surfer. Cool. I'm curious what's going to happen with Galactus and Shalabal based on what happened in the movie, which everybody that wants to see it has probably already seen it, unless there are people waiting for it to be on Disney Plus. But I liked it overall. Story was pretty good. Characters were the highlight, and family. Very Fast and the Furious.
Yeah, I thought Vin Diesel was in this movie.
I would give it a 4.5 out of 5.
Interesting. That's higher. That's way higher than I thought you were gonna give it.
Wow, you thought I was gonna? No, I still really enjoyed it. I just I mean, I don't know if I could name it a perfect movie, but it really hit a lot of the stuff that I liked. And Franklin Richards' introduction. I mean, I think that bumps it up a whole point. I bet you it'd be a 3.5 if Franklin Richards wasn't introduced.
Interesting. Okay. A fantastic
For what little
review,
that he
brother.
did.
Fantastic. So I was obviously more excited for this when I first heard about these movies, just because of what I saw from Superman. And then I have high hopes for Marvel turning things around. And Thunderbolts was so good that I was like, man, please just have another good one. I know Thunderbolts didn't make any money, but please, like, let Fantastic Four be a success. Anyways, I do very much enjoy this movie. I don't know if it's would be in my top 10 Marvel movies of all time. But it's darn near close, and I don't think that's just recency bias. I love the world that was made for the Fantastic Four. I love how retro everything is. I love that you see Jack Kirby in the building making the arts, like the little nod to him when Shia LaBeouf shows up and stuff. I love that it feels like it's straight out of the original Fantastic Four. You see them fighting the Mole Man. You see them fighting that monster that comes out of the ground. I can't remember his name. It's like Grog or something. And you just see them fighting. Who's the guy with the crazy monkeys?
Red Ghost.
Red Ghost. Yeah, you see them fighting Red Ghost.
Which they cut his whole part from the movie, which is crazy.
What's the actor's name?
John Malkovich.
Yeah, John Malkovich. Crazy that they cut that.
Yeah.
I will say the portrayals of all the characters were great. I loved what they did with Johnny, making him still that goofball, but also, again, like you were saying, showing that he isn't useless. Like, he went on that mission because he is capable. And I think he has that cocky, like, fighter pilot energy that you kind of need for high-risk stuff, like going to space. And you see that with him, like, wanting to go to space in the beginning of the movie. He's like, when are we going up again? Like, I want to go back up there. There's, like, more that we need to learn. Especially, Reed just wants to figure out their powers. But, of course, Sue is pregnant, so that's that kind of throws a wrench into their plans and everything, and that becomes the whole highlight. And then Shia LaBeouf shows up, and that scene was really cool. I loved how intense it was. I herald your end, that whole monologue where she's basically like, you guys are about to die. See you soon type of energy. Galactus, his ship and everything, I thought that looked amazing. I will say the whole space adventure was like my favorite part of the whole film. Them going to see Galactus, them going onto the ship, them fighting Silver Surfer and Galactus, and then escaping, and that whole thing. The pregnancy in space didn't really make sense because you're just going to bleed out if you give birth in space. Blood doesn't clot in space unless there's gravity.
But it was such a cool scene.
Yeah, it was cool.
Friggin' Reed Richards stretching out in every direction, holding her down, and they're like trying to get away from Silver Surfer. Yeah. Oh man.
There was cool stuff that I did like about it, and I will agree that there's fun stuff. I think it all works because it is that different universe, and they're somehow futuristic, but also like retro, and I think it just works really well. And I'm excited to see the Fantastic Four come to the main universe, because we saw that post-credit scene in Thunderbolts, the ship coming into the orbit of MCU Earth, 616 or 9999, whatever, 19.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, and Doctor Doom post credit scene was cool. I think that is our Tony Stark, for sure, RDJ, Doctor Doom, and I think what some people are thinking is there's gonna be a time jump from that scene into them coming to the MCU main timeline.
Well, if you actually, so that was filmed by the Russos, that scene.
Yeah, I know that.
And their room was actually different than the one that was in the actual movie. So that there was the time jump because Franklin Richards is 4 years old.
Oh yeah, I just
you think it's another time jump on top of that?
Yeah, because I think there will have been stuff that happens to their universe. Either that, or they will
Well, do you think
do.
Franklin's the anchor being?
I mean, he is like ultimately powerful in their universe.
But he's kind of like galaxy span or like multiverse spanning.
Yeah, I don't know
I don't
if
know.
there is like who would be their anchor being, and I don't know like how that's gonna necessarily work. I like your theory about like the anchor beings and the stones and everything like that, and Doom collecting people as the
Right.
Infinity Stones.
Mm.
That's pretty cool. I don't know what their plan is for the anchor beings, and I want to see how it plays out.
Sure, sure.
Yeah, but yeah, very much enjoyed the movie. I would give it probably a 4 out of 5. But what I will say is that the movie is tighter of a movie in comparison to Superman. If we want to compare, we don't have to compare. But if we were to compare, I would say Superman leaves you with a better feeling. It's more enjoyable to watch Superman. In Fantastic Four, it's more the script is put together better, I would say. In my
I have to
opinion,
disagree with you.
in
My
my opinion,
opinion, that's valid. You can obviously have your own opinion, and
mm-hmm.
I'm not going to be like you're wrong. But my opinion, if we were to compare the two, they used the first 40 minutes of Fantastic Four just to show a highlight reel of everything that they did, and I feel like that really like although it was like kind of cool to see all of their exploits, it kind of felt like it was like,
that wasn't
oh,
40 minutes.
it was like the
It
whole
was like
first act was like all of them dealing with
it was
that.
like 10 minutes. It was like 10 minutes, if that. It was just that
But
show introduction, and which was a cool way to be like, look at
it just
how
felt like it
we've
was
had
like,
them.
okay, well, we're watching the second episode of a TV show. That was all first episode. We didn't even get to see the first episode, so why even show it?
Because I think it was an introduction for people that weren't familiar with Fantastic Four, because they aren't as name brand as a Superman, a Batman, a Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. Yeah. Okay, I mean, valid. I just think,
And they didn't like just drag on with that. It was like a little clip, and then it was like done, and then you're straight into Sue being pregnant, and then Shalabal shows up, and then trying to figure out that, and also figure out, you know,
I think both movies, honestly, I also think, and I sent you the thing on TikTok. I also saw it on YouTube, but there was a thing where the test audiences got something really wrong with Superman, and it was
yeah,
the days of the week.
yeah,
I think that would have helped with people's idea of the tone to show
yeah.
that it was one full week in Superman's life. Um,
What I will also say is, like, I heard some people say that was taken out because it is still kind of like his days of the week, but it's more instead of, I forgot what they call that, where they do each day, like you
this
see
is a
the life
title
of
card. Uh-huh.
there's like a phrase for it, but
Oh,
anyways,
okay.
I heard that was taken out because like it wasn't translating well.
The test audiences said they didn't like it, but I think the test audiences were wrong because most people I see online say, "Man, that would have been so cool to have the
Yeah, but it
title
also
cards."
like
I don't
seems
think it would have taken
louder.
away.
Yeah.
Not everybody's media literate.
Oh, I don't think. I mean, the way things translate though, and when you're making movies that have to appeal to a mass audience, you don't want the media literate people to be the only ones you're appealing to,
Exactly. That's why I'm
because then you
saying you
get
should have
boring
the.
Martin Scorsese movies. No,
Well,
I'm just
that's why
kidding.
I'm saying you should have had the title cards just to make it objectively clear that it's the days of the week.
Yeah,
Because I bet
I
you
mean,
if
I
you
think
ask someone that just like watched it once because they're like everybody's seeing it, so I'm going to go see it. And they're like, "Oh, that was only 1 week."
yeah, I think Superman's pacing does feel more fluid. There are times where you're like, oh shoot, we jumped like a day or two or something like that. But I think with Fantastic Four, you have like the baby's born and then they're acting like a 3-month-old, and you're like, wait, like how long has it been since Shalabal showed up? How long has it been since they came back from space? And then you have like them kind of mention stuff, like the news reporter said it's been like a month since they left or whatever.
Well, yeah, they also had that part where they're like Shalabal, the Silver Surfer's going to get stuck in the black hole for about 1 month.
Yeah.
And that's how long it was going to take him to get back to Earth. So there was some of that.
Mm-hmm.
They were both very... I think they were still both very tight movies, but...
Yeah. I mean, I think I had more issues, like, post-viewership with Superman than I did with Fantastic Four.
Fair.
And I think I enjoyed a lot of the universe more in Fantastic Four. And probably because it was more of my... And, like, I like sci-fi more than I like superhero stuff, and it felt more sci-fi with superhero elements. So I think that's why I do genuinely like Fantastic Four more. And I think, you know, looking at the ratings, they're pretty much the same. Superman got an 83% on RT, Rotten Tomatoes, and Fantastic Four got 87. And then the box office for both of those worldwide, we have Superman with 615 million, and we have Fantastic Four with 520 million worldwide. So they're both Fantastic Four about 500,000, Superman a little over half. Both underperforming, and it's kind of rough. And this kind of leads us into our next segment. Kind of a long introduction there, but we both had stuff to say about Superman. And
yeah, we lost that other podcast, so we had to talk about these movies.
Yeah. But now to get into the dark and gloomy, enter the gloom like in Helldivers. Box offices aren't looking too... I know. Box offices aren't looking too good for superhero movies. And especially with these being movies that should have performed greater, it is a little bit concerning that they're still underperforming. So what do you think is going on?
So I have a little bit more of an optimistic look at it. Sure, Superman only got $615 million, but that is after the horrendous DCEU. The damage to the brand that happened with the DCEU was so bad that
how much money did those movies make, though?
Sure, they made a lot because they were around the time when, guess what? And the MCU was at its greatest. Right now, MCU is at its lowest, and DCU is at its lowest, and Superman still came out to 615 million. I take that as a huge win. And I want to say there are people that don't even know that the second Suicide Squad movie, The Suicide Squad by James Gunn, is not a sequel but a reboot. And so everybody heard how bad the first Suicide Squad was, so no one saw The Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Which that is also technically still canon as well.
Yeah. It's so funny. All the
but
things
anyways,
that, like...
but it's just like it was at the superhero genre is at such a low that the only thing that can make money is Spider-Man and Deadpool, because they like can pull with like nostalgia and with a history of like the longevity of those things.
But people also just absolutely love those characters, and
but like they can survive separate of a universe, similar to how Batman can survive without a universe. That's why the Batman still did good, even though the DCU EU was in a really bad place.
Which leads me into my concern with Superman being one of their flagship characters.
Okay.
So we have Superman, the debut movie Superman
Mm-hmm.
How is this gonna work with Superman Man of Tomorrow? Is it gonna
So
be more money or is it gonna be less? Like, I don't typically, if a movie underperforms money wise, I don't know like how well it's gonna perform financially. I don't.
so
Yeah, you go ahead.
yeah, I was just gonna say I don't think I think you're looking at this obviously from a glass half full, um, and I'm or glass half empty. I'm gonna look at it from a glass half full. I don't think Superman 2025 ever meant to make a lot of money. Warner Brothers was not looking to make a lot of money with this. They were working on repairing the brand of Superman. And guess what they did? They repaired the brand of Superman. They repaired the brand of the DCU
I
as a whole. And
completely
so, money
disagree with
aside,
the.
money aside, of course, they of course want to make money because businesses want to make money. And they made so much more than they made profit. They made over almost 100 million profit. I think it was like 60 million profit, which is impressive. Because I think it was like 555 million was the full budget after marketing and everything, and they made 615.
I think that maybe optimism is taking hold.
No, this is what most people in the movie business are talking about.
I disagree. I don't think most people are saying that. I think there are some people that are more favorable to the movie, and they're also giving it its flowers when I think that because of where it sits in the launch, and with that whole thing, James Gunn specifically called on it for it being the first film to launch the DCU. This was supposed to be their whole revamp. Obviously, normies aren't going to necessarily know that he made that video and that he discussed it in that way. And a lot of people are going to see this just as Superman, a Superman movie. And they'll be like, oh, this is like a new Superman. Cool. This is a part of something new, I guess. Awesome. But it's still the launch of their franchise universe. It's still their launch regardless. And yes, we need to look at the factor of it's launching at a tough time. It's launching at a very tough time for superhero movies. So maybe this is the new norm. Like maybe this is the successful norm we should expect from superhero movies. You look at F4, it made about 100 million less. Maybe this is around where these movies are going to perform now.
F4 made 10 million more than Superman. Or no, not F4. Sorry, I'm looking at something else. Yeah, F4 made less. I'm thinking of when you said it. I think when you said F4, I was thinking Fantastic. When I think of Fantastic Four, I think Fantastic Four. I don't think F4. So when I heard you say F4, I thought of F1.
Oh no, F1 is killing though.
That did 10 million more than Superman. But
yeah.
No,
Which
Fantastic Four.
Again, this is what we're talking
about.
No,
but see, I think the way I see it is who was going to want to go to see a movie that is a part of the DC when every movie has been terrible for a while, and they're like, okay, well, we got to revamp the name. So here it is, and guess what? It still made over profit. What what Marvel movie can say they went over profit this year? I'm pretty sure none of them went over profit.
But
they're negative.
That's not what I'm looking at here. I'm looking at the launch of the DCU.
Mm-hmm.
This is also a timeless character that spreads multiple generations.
Sure.
This isn't just Thunderbolts. This isn't, some random Marvel character that they decided to make a movie about or throw together. Make Sam Wilson Captain America and barely fight Red Hulk when that's what everybody wanted to see. This is Superman. He is recognizable worldwide.
Mm-hmm.
He's
And
up
I
there with
would
Spider-Man. He's up there with Batman. So how come Batman movies make close to $1 billion? How come?
Because Batman movies, there hasn't been a
Spider-Man
bad
always
Batman
does.
movie but since like George Clooney. The last good Batman movies were all the Christian Bale movies. There wasn't a Batman movie during the DCU. He was only ever a character in other movies. So they never had a chance to necessarily tank it like that. And I would say that the only reason that Man of Steel did anywhere better than this Superman is because of how good Avengers was during that same time.
I don't think so.
Well, you cannot think so, but the height of the MCU...
The name Zack Snyder back then carried a lot more weight than it does now. I think that was a big deal. He is more popular worldwide, I think, in a lot of ways. At least back then he was. And I think there is fatigue worldwide of superhero movies. Because, I mean, you saw Superman underperform worldwide in comparison. But what I'm trying to get at is, like, this might be the new normal, and this might be what's considered successful now. But this leads me to, like, the whole topic and segment of what we're talking about, and this being, like, our $1 billion franchise movies over.
I don't think so.
If Superman's making $615 million worldwide, it's the debut release of the DCU. This is his first movie. I can't see a world where his second movie makes $1 billion when his first made $615 million. And I think to say that it will, or say that it's going to be,
say that it will, and I'll tell you why.
I think that's being a little unfair and not honest.
I think it's unfair to say that it won't, because Superman broke records for the digital release. It sold the most copies of any digital release, like in the history of digital releases. It also just released on HBO Max, and we're going to see the numbers on that in the next coming days of how many times it was streamed in the first 24, 48. I bet you I could look it up right now and figure it out.
Man of Steel, after Superman was released, like increased like 200%.
Sure, because people want to see that.
They wanted to see more Superman, which is cool. I think that
I see Man of Tomorrow making way more than this Superman did. I see Supergirl making more than this Superman movie did. And I see Batman Brave and the Bold and Batman 2 both going crazy because of it.
Let's transition then into the DCU topic. Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow comes out 2026. You say it's going to be super successful?
I think it's going to make more than the Superman movie did. Because the point of the Superman movie, and I will die on this hill, the Superman movie did not need to make $1 billion to make a successful franchise.
Okay.
I don't think it's all about money. You might not believe me, but I don't think it's all about money. It's about branding.
I think the internet can be loud and sometimes make you think, wow, there's so many people that agree that this movie is the best thing that's ever happened. The best thing since sliced bread.
I'm not even saying it was the best thing that ever happened.
No, I know. I'm just saying, like, that type of, like, branding and, like, here's the DCU. Everyone's talking about it. That doesn't translate to money. Money says, no, only $615 million was made of this. And this is the new franchise. And then you look at... like, how is this necessarily going to turn the DCU around? Okay, you got Supergirl hinted at in the post-credit scene. That comes out next year. If that movie has an awesome trailer, if that movie has a lot of hype built around it... Sorry that I burped there. I'm a disgusting monster. If that movie has enough hype around it, I think it'll do well. I don't think it's going to beat Superman. Unfortunately. And if it does, then you have the clip right here. You have the clip of Taylor not paying attention, typing
I'm
away.
listening. I'm listening.
And no, but I just like, I'm worried because the DCU is launching at such a rough time because of everything that happened with the Snyderverse, the DCEU, everything that's happened with MCU after Phase 4 and Phase 5. Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, if it is successful, then I will be surprised. And I will admit that I was wrong. But I don't think it's going to be as successful as Superman, which isn't as successful as it needed to be, in my opinion. And the Batman will probably stomp because the first one did incredible. So I could see the second one doing really good too.
Didn't the first Batman only make 700 million?
The Batman?
Yeah.
It made, in the 700s.
Okay, so Superman only made 100 million less. That's not that much.
But everyone's... yeah, but... okay.
I'll also say, here's the numbers. The thing that I was going to say related to Superman, the digital release of 2025 Superman. This is the digital buying version. Had 527,000 households watching in the first 3 days.
And what we could also be seeing is less people just going to the movie theaters.
Sure, yeah.
And movie theaters dying off because of it.
But then you also got to remember, and then Superman is already number one for the streaming platform worldwide. Worldwide, it's number one.
Who's giving this information?
Screen Rant.
And who's their source on this?
I don't know. I didn't look all the way down. I don't know if they say. I don't know what they're. But I mean, I'm sure they just went. I mean, you could go on a VPN and check every single country's HBO, and you could probably see Superman is number one on every streaming platform.
I mean, yeah, but
on every HBO platform in every country. So that means HBO's even in the countries.
Again, here, let me throw some skepticism. We're black and white here. We're
yeah, sure. No, this is
polar
good.
Opposites. This is good for discussion. We're not fighting. We don't hate each other.
No. This is good.
No, I'm kidding.
No, this is good. We need to discuss. This is what the audience needs.
This wouldn't be fun if we were both like, yeah, dude,
we both agree on the exact same things.
Everything is fine.
No, or if we were both saying everything is not fine, that also wouldn't be good.
That's not fun to listen to. If you have me just talking about how everything, superhero movies are dead, new franchises are coming in the wake, which will be our next discussion. But let's wrap this up here. What was I even talking about? Skepticism. HBO Max is obviously going to promote Superman, their latest movie, on their platform, especially with Peacemaker running. The thing is, they really need the DCU to be successful, because if they want to sell to eventually, then they need to be profitable, and it needs to make sense, because all these execs want big money. And that's why they hired James Gunn to do it, because he is a successful film director and writer. So to throw some skepticism, obviously HBO Max is going to say, this is the number one on our platform, because it's their biggest movie right now. That's HBO Max's biggest movie. Warner Brothers
had three. They had I think it was 9 movies in a row have a profitable movie release in the theaters. Yeah. Superman, Weapons, and a couple others in just this year, and even previously. Warner Brothers is on a tear for having profitable movies. And
I remember.
I think I'm going to lean back into it one more time. I'm just going to say Superman is profitable, and none of the Marvel movies are profitable.
But the Marvel movies don't necessarily need to be, to go back to what Superman is.
I think this is a change to DCU on top and MCU beneath. I think it's a change in vibe.
And we'll see. And I think Brand New Day is going to obviously do really well, because we talked about it.
Spider-Man.
Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret War are going to be the telltale signs of this. How those movies do those are flagship movies for the brand. And
Sure.
Spider-Man's a flagship as well, but it's
similar
also
to
part of Sony, so it's hard to compare it in that way. But if we see Doomsday flop, if we see that movie flop, that'll be our first sign, and that comes out the end of next year. If we see Avengers Doomsday unsuccessful, then we know that DCU is probably going to take the reins. And also I want to say DCU is very new, and like fans are looking for the new and the next thing. They're tired
But
of
you
Marvel.
said it's not
the
good
old
right
thing.
now. You said not many people saw it, so maybe people aren't excited for the DCU because only 615 million saw it.
No, well, I mean, if you just look at the numbers, like you were saying, it's successful.
In comparison to other superhero movies.
Yeah. And so why is it more successful? Is it more successful because it's a better film? No. I think Thunderbolts is a better film. But the Thunderbolts didn't make any money. It's like one of their best movies, and it didn't make any money. It's insane. So I think that's because the DCU is new. It is new. This is the launch of something new. These characters are new. These storylines are new. People feel familiar with the MCU. It's something they've known. It's something they've seen. They've seen it play out. They've seen the highs of the MCU. They're like, okay, that was great. And now they're seeing the DCU, and they're like, well, what could this lead to? I'm actually kind of curious where this could go. And the MCU, it feels like it's just like, okay, well, here's more and more and more. The Fantastic Four felt refreshing because it wasn't a part of the 616. It was its own universe. I liked that a lot. But, I mean, you look at what was the last movie in their main universe, Captain America, Brave New World, and then Thunderbolts. Those are both very, very not successful. So all I'm trying to say is, like, the DCU is new, so people are excited about that, which is also why other franchises are popping up other than superhero movies. You're seeing video game adaptions. You're seeing anime take charge. I hear Demon Slayers slaying in the theaters. I'm not, obviously, I've never watched it, but I know you guys have. You guys,
I haven't really watched it.
I'm not dogging on anything here. I'm just skeptical of superhero movies being successful, and I could see DCU being successful because it is new. I don't think that Superman was a groundbreaking film. I think it was a film that made you feel good, and that's exactly what it should be. Superman should be a film that makes you feel good, and that's what James Gunn was trying to do with this version of Superman, make you feel good and make you excited to see him again. I just don't know if the DCU is going to be a $1 billion franchise like these movies, and I don't even know if the MCU will be. So
yeah, well, I what I like about the DCU is that James Gunn, instead of being like Kevin Feige, where Kevin Feige's like every movie has to be the same in a sense, like it has to be shot the same, it has to have the same tone, everything like that, that they've been going through.
Well, it has to feel like it's in the same universe, yeah.
But yeah. But what James Gunn is allowing is he's allowing every director to have their control over the film. They just have to follow his loose story, whatever his story is that he has that connects it all together. Yeah. And I think that will make it similar to other movies that are being good right now, where they are kind of separate, like they're individual movies that are. But most movies that are getting $1 billion are all either Top Gun Maverick, second is a sequel. Spider-Man No Way Home, technically a sequel, but also Spider-Man. Avatar The Way of Water, also a sequel. Barbie was not, but that was a cultural moment with Oppenheimer and Barbie. They just made a bunch of money because they marketed really well.
You know what I will say is that Oppenheimer only made a success, was only successful because, financially, because of Barbie.
Oh, yeah,
I think
for sure.
it's a groundbreaking film, but I think Barbie would have been its own, like, thing without Oppenheimer. I don't think
Mm-hmm.
Oppenheimer would have been its thing without Barbie.
I don't think Barbie hits a billion without Oppenheimer, though.
I
Like
don't
without
know.
that Barbenheimer
I think
marketing.
no.
We'll get,
I don't know.
but yeah, I mean, and then also Inside Out. That's a sequel. Deadpool and Wolverine, technically a sequel and a return of Hugh Jackman. Um, Lilo and Stitch made $1 billion, but that's essentially a remake, kind of cringe. The
Dude,
only like original movie that came out, I mean, even Super Mario Bros. That made $1 billion, but that wasn't like that's not new technically. But there was like I guess this was also
video
a
game
sequel.
adaptions. Is this the
Um,
future?
I don't know because I don't see any. I guess what Minecraft movie is that what you're going to talk about?
So let's look at Sonic, very successful trilogy.
hmm
We're looking at Super
Mario.
Mario.
hmm
We're looking at Minecraft, which
hmm
I hate that it was successful because it looks like a garbage movie.
You
Got
haven't seen it, so
garbage
you can't say
reviews.
anything.
I will never
You
see
haven't
it
seen. Okay,
because
well
it looks
then
like
you don't have
trash.
an opinion then.
It's a
You
meme
can't have an
movie.
opinion unless
It's
you've
a
seen it.
meme movie.
You haven't
I
seen it,
know
so you
it's
can't say
trash.
anything.
I know it's trash. I've heard enough people say it's trash. I know it's trash.
Hmm. But it's not your. It's not your opinion.
Do
It's
you
other
think it
people's
was a good
opinion.
movie? Do you think it was a good movie?
I
This is
think it
going
was
to
a fun
hurt.
time. It was a fun time.
Okay, there it is. It's a fun time. It's not a
hmm
good movie.
Well, I didn't. The point is that you haven't seen it, so you can't really say anything on it, and you can't. You
I
shouldn't
can.
influence people based on what you haven't seen.
Sure, if you want to go see it, you can.
hmm
I'm going to say don't waste your time because I can say that.
Sure,
No. If you want to watch it, I mean, you're your own person. Go
but I
watch
think
it.
I think I think saying something is trash without seeing it is a little disingenuous.
I think it's authentic to me. That's how I feel about it. And so I'm gonna speak my mind about it.
It was better than it should have been. That's what I'll say.
Okay. Okay.
But
Fun.
anyways, but yeah, video game adaptions. I don't know if they will be the future
I mean, you look at
because
but because what?
because Sonic, Super Mario Bros, Minecraft, Five Nights at Freddy's, they're gauged towards kids. Um,
The
and
younger audiences, the one Disney is
sure,
trying desperately to get back.
yeah, and so yeah, sure, video games like those ones will always do well. But I would like to see a video game franchise like let's just say Grand Theft Auto, just randomly. Like I don't know if they would ever make a movie of that because I don't know if they would necessarily need to or whatever to make that a successful thing. But like, would an adult video game do well as a movie? We have yet to see a successful non-kid version of a movie.
I don't know. And we also have Mortal Kombat, which did go, I think it went directly to streaming during the pandemic, if I'm not
hmm
mistaken. That
hmm
movie's great. I love that movie.
Did you like it? Okay.
That's another one that's going to come out. There's a sequel that's coming out for it.
hmm
Um, Warhammer 40K, not a video game, but a board game, tabletop,
Video game and board game and book series and
and comic books, and
yeah, it's just
uh,
multimedia.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
hobby. It is the
hmm
hobby. That's going to be coming. I would
hmm
consider that in the same realm as the video game adaptation movies because it's going to be an
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
adaptation of that universe.
hmm
Um, and then anime, I think, has been on the uptick for sure. I think the younger generations, I say myself as an old Gen Z, like anime a lot more than the old heads. And
hmm
I think we will see anime become more popular as people get older. I don't know necessarily if that means $1 billion franchise or what. I also know that Hollywood's kind of just in turmoil because they don't quite know how to capture audiences. Like, because Minecraft was a fluke. Um, no one predicted that movie to be a success.
It
Minions
I
was
mean, because they memed it so much, everybody had to see
exactly.
it.
That's what I'm saying. Hollywood doesn't know how to do that. It just happens.
I don't think it is Hollywood anymore. I think it's TikTok. TikTok gauges what things are going to be popular.
Exactly. That's what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Hollywood doesn't know what they're doing. And so I think they're going to be trying a lot of different things. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I think who put it out that they're taking ideas for like new franchises and stuff outside of I think it might have been Disney. It could be a different company, but I think it was Disney. Maybe it was Bob Iger that was saying that.
But yeah, all the kids that grew up playing video games are going to become adults and want to make these projects. Exactly. That's what they've always talked about. I mean, it's the same thing. James Gunn, he grew up reading comic books, and now he's making comic book movies. It's like, okay, you can kind of see how it works.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. And I think there's always going to be like audiences for superhero movies like us. Like we love superhero movies. Mm-hmm. And I think video games are just so much bigger than they have ever been.
Oh yeah.
That this is going to be the new thing. I personally believe video game adaptions, tabletop games, Warhammer, I think that's the future of like when it comes to making like billions.
I mean, Last of Us was pretty crazy good. Except season two took a big drop off. Yeah, Fallout is really good.
I didn't even watch season 2.
I didn't either.
It was like they were like the first episode's out, and I was like, what? And then I didn't bother watching it. And
then again, I can't really have an opinion on it because I haven't seen it. But the internet did not like it.
From what I've read, the internet didn't like it. People didn't like it. Which is kind of sad because it did have the first season was good.
Yeah.
And Fallout is awesome. I love that show. And I'm excited for season 2.
I've only seen episode 1 of Fallout.
What? Brother. Come on, get yourself some David
It didn't
Goggins.
get me, it didn't, like the first episode was good, but it didn't get me hooked enough to not want to do anything else. Whereas like Peacemaker, I'm actually liking coming home and watching Peacemaker on the days that Peacemaker's out. Like that's been really fun.
I'll be curious to see if Peacemaker's doing better than it did first season. I
think it's doing pretty well.
Yeah.
In either way, I mean, that one is definitely James Gunn's passion project.
Yeah,
it's a character that's
full on James Gunn humor. James Gunn let loose.
Oh man, the most recent episode with Eagly, the Prime Eagle. That's all I got to say to any Peacemaker fans.
Yeah, I don't want to like make it seem like there's no hope for superhero movies because we love them. Obviously,
you're trying to be realistic. I get it, bro.
I'm trying to be pragmatic about it, and yeah,
I'll smoke the hopium all day.
Yeah, Taylor's taking his daily dose of copium. Superman's a success. Superman's a success. It is.
It is. I mean, it is. Just because it didn't make $1 billion doesn't make it not a success.
Yeah.
We'll see.
But
mark us in 2 years.
Yeah, we'll have this clip, episode 61.
Yeah, we'll bring it back.
Taylor says that Superman Man of Tomorrow makes more money. It's more. I mean,
I think we should get the clip when I said that Superman was going to be a good movie, and you're like, "It looks trash," and then we saw it and we both liked it.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah, so I mean, hey,
go ahead, dig for it, okay? I'm gonna let you dig for it.
I'll find it.
I am really excited for Matt Reeves, the Batman, too.
Oh yeah, and I'm excited for the villain that has not been used in movies much.
Oh my god,
that's what he said. He said one that has not been used often, or very much.
Is that Matt Reeves?
That's what Matt Reeves said.
Oh, okay, I thought you were talking about Clayface, and I was like, I don't want to even talk about.
No. He's saying for the Batman 2, the villain that's going to be in it has not been in any live action version of Batman before. Except for maybe very rarely. So we don't know what that is. It could be Court of Owls, but that means it's not the Riddler, it's not the Joker, it's not Mr. Freeze, it's
Oh
not Poison
man.
Ivy, it's not Bane, it's not Scarecrow, it's not Ra's al Ghul, it's not Talia al Ghul.
You know, you did say that I don't know much about DC. I have so
No.
many
I
Batman
said
comics and Green Lantern comics.
I didn't mean it as a point of you.
No,
being
I know.
bad.
No, I was just saying. This is gonna lead into the Court of Owls. It's one of the best Batman series I've read.
Mm-hmm.
I would love if the Court of Owls is the main villain, because that kind of just leads into, you know, the city's taken over by crime syndicates.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's actually run by this secret, like, Illuminati type group called the Court of Owls, and Batman has to unravel that, and they're like super insane assassins, you know, the talons and stuff that he has to fight. Oh man, that would be
I
awesome.
could see that working because of the Penguin TV show.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
how all of the crime families were decimated during that. And so, I mean, even if they didn't have it be the Court of Owls has been there all along, maybe the Court of Owls steps in and takes over.
Or maybe they were in the background letting things play out, and they're like, "This is getting out of hand," and they're like,
"Maybe
let's."
But I did hear that the Penguin might be in it, but what's her name? Sophia.
Oh, from the Penguin.
Gigante.
Yeah,
she will not be in it.
Yeah.
The show was kind of, or the script was already written before her character was revealed, and so they're like, well, we can't really bring her in.
On the note of the Penguin, it won an Emmy or a couple or something like that.
She won the Emmy for best actress in a limited series.
Okay. Was that the only Emmy it got?
Think so. Maybe costumes got it. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I thought Penguin did. Andor also got an Emmy, which is pretty cool.
Yep. And exciting. My boy Tremel Tillman from Severance got Best Supporting Actor. Mr. Milchick.
Mr. Milchick, really? Nice.
He got the Emmy for Best Supporting Actor.
Dude, oh, he was incredible.
The first black guy to win the supporting actor Emmy.
Wow, that's awesome. Groundbreaking stuff right there. It won limited or anthology series.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
And then there's supporting actress in a limited, lead actor in a limited, and lead actress in a limited.
So Colin Farrell did win.
Yeah.
And then lead actress. Does that mean that the mom won?
I'm not sure. And then Andor got Outstanding Drama Series in 2024.
Nice.
Oh,
that's
so
awesome.
It won 2 years in a row for both seasons. Nice.
Season 1 and season 2, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. It was nominated for a lot, but that's what it won. Which is cool.
But yeah.
Not as much buzz about the Emmys. Kind of interesting.
Yeah, I mean,
I feel like the Emmys is kind of old school.
None of those award shows make much money anymore. They burn money.
Yeah, if anything. Well, also it just feels like sometimes they're like, I don't know. I think they're going to more like they are recognizing, you know, more sci-fi and like nerdy stuff. But I think
people can just go on Twitter and they can see who won, or they can type in on Google and see who won. Yeah. So what's the point in watching?
Yeah, there's no draw to go watch the Emmys.
Not like they used to, where that was the only thing that was on and there was no internet to deal with.
But you know what is going to draw me to the movies? The Mandalorian and Grogu.
Oh.
Which comes out May 22nd of next year. And it has a fantastic trailer.
You're going to go for your birthday.
YouTube now. Yes, it will be a birthday movie for sure. Star Wars is finally coming back to the big screen, and I'm excited about it. I will have a reaction video on the channel. But for now, all I can really say from what I saw is there's AT-ATs, there's vulture droids, There's Jabba the Hutt's son looking jacked in the arena. There's going to be arena gladiatorial fights. There's Grogu. There's Zeb. Zeb's returning from his Ahsoka debut. And was it Ahsoka? No. Mando season 3. I think. Yeah. So Zeb's
because I never saw it because I only watched half of Mando season 3.
Yeah,
I stopped after I saw Jack Black in it.
Like their model for him looks wonderful.
Yeah.
And you see him with his staff, his electro staff. Oh man, I'm so excited to see him fighting.
That'll be good.
Zeb is a great character.
He is a
Rebels
good character.
Is underrated in my opinion.
I like Rebels.
I think no, it's underrated in the sense that not a lot of people see it.
Yeah.
You know? Underviewed.
That's what I said about Andor, and you laughed at me. And now look at you.
Well, I mean, Andor season 2 is just really good. But I
you
will
won't
say,
admit it. You won't ever admit it.
What?
That I can be right.
No, you are right. It was good. I didn't like season 1 as much as season 2, though.
Okay.
I think season 2 is better. But you're right. It was a good series. I just, I think
it's nice when they can end on where they want to end.
A good note, yeah. And it transitions so well into
Rogue One.
Rogue One, yeah. It's like perfect. But, yeah. I mean, I don't have much more to say. I know you want to go watch a super old TV show, black and white. Hard to even...
Not black and white. Yeah, I'm going to go watch like Star Trek, like the first episodes of Star Trek.
Oh, my goodness. Those have got to be rough to watch, honestly.
Yeah, at this point, probably.
Yeah.
But I had a lot of
moments
fun
where you're like, yikes. Yikes.
Yeah.
Whoa. It's just funny.
But yeah, I had a lot of fun doing this podcast again. This is a little beefier of one. I think we've been going for about an hour and a half total.
Yeah, it'll be about.
Yeah. The one thing I'll say about Mando, I'm just curious on your opinion. Does it look like just are they just making a extra long TV show episode as a movie?
So that's the interesting thing, because I think what Dave Filoni is trying to do is tie the Mandoverse together with what's going on in Ahsoka, and he's trying to bring it into this cohesive net, and that'll eventually amount into the Heir to the Empire, where the whole galaxy is fighting Thrawn.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? So I think we're having Ahsoka. She's still on Peridia, and she's going to be fighting Abeloth with Sabine. And Balin will obviously be there. And then you're going to have Ezra with the New Republic, with Hera and Zeb and Sigourney Weaver, because she's a part of the New Republic.
Isn't Ezra still on the planet with Ahsoka?
No, he left. He jumped on.
Oh, did he leave? Okay.
He jumped on Thrawn's ship.
Oh, right. Yeah, that was his daring
shuttle and
escape
left
with them. Yeah.
So I think this is all leading together. So what is happening in this? It could be a little side adventure, but clearly he's fighting Imperial remnants. So he is going to be involved with something bigger. I think there was a lot of discussion about well, he's just going to be fighting Jabba's son, and there's going to be Embo that's going to be hunting them. It just sounds like, another episode of Mando. But with the inclusion of Sigourney Weaver's character in the New Republic, with Seb there, with those stormtroopers, those AT-ATs, there's something going on with the Empire that they're going to be fleshing out. It could tie to the First Order, or it could tie to something bigger. Thrawn is gathering his forces. He's collecting all his admirals. He's getting everybody together. You
brought me back in, bro, and I think that's a good place to end.
Alrighty. Take us out of here, bro.
Any last words? Anything else? No? You good?
I mean, sub to the channel. Check out Yoslo.
Yeah, check out Star Wars Oddball. You're already here listening to this. Or if you're on audio, then you're not listening to this.
Follow us
or
on
not
Spotify.
Watching. Yeah. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Audible,
Buzzsprout.
Yeah.
Yeah, Audible. I guess we should.
I was like, oh, I didn't know that you could. I forgot you could do podcasts on there.
Yeah, you can do podcasts on there.
But yeah, thanks for listening, everybody. Thanks for listening to our rambles, our arguments, all of that stuff. We have a fun time doing it, and we will be back in about a month talking about some new stuff. Maybe we'll get some new trailers. Maybe we'll get some new ideas of other stuff coming up. And I know you're tired. I'm tired. This is Yoslo and Oddball, and we are the Unknown Theories, and we are blasting off.
Later.
Bye.